All right then. So I guess we'll get started. Hello, gentlemen. So my name is Claire. I am the Learning Manager here at Holland College, and I have the privilege of running the Sustainable Business Leadership Programs. So I'm going to share my screen with you and just talk a little bit about what the program really is, what you can expect to find during the program. Okay, Paul, I'm going to rely on you because your speaker does work, just to let me know that you can see my slide, hopefully.
Yes, yeah, you see it well.
Wonderful. Thank you. I am going to minimize you though, so just shout out if you need anything. So welcome, everyone. First thing I really wanted to do was kind of introduce myself to you all. So as I said, I'm the learning manager here at the program, but a little bit about myself. I've been in the business for over a decade. And the great thing about sustainability is that you do a whole load of stuff. So, for example, in the top left, I've done a lot of international trade, deal with policy advisors and a lot of committees to do with trade agreements and sustainability initiatives. The middle picture at the top on the boat here, this is actually, I do run a consultancy company as well. And here I am working with an Indigenous group down in Nova Scotia, looking at setting up a business in oyster growing. Now, sustainability, people often think it's just the environment, but a lot of it is also compliance. It's a lot of fun. You find yourself doing projects that you never thought you would do. So the one up here, this metal boat, I ended up having to deal with health and safety side of things a little bit and having to figure out the safety of boats and tourism. But it also means you get to do a lot of fun, right? So we get to go out on the ice because I do work heavily in fisheries, looking at the thickness of ice, how climate change is impacting that. And here's picture here is a picture of a solar installation I did at a huge facility. That cost $230,000. Ouch. But it actually offset a lot of the electricity costs by 30–40%. I also do present a lot of different conferences around the world, which I'm very happy to take part in. And I'm not going to ask you guys to do anything that I haven't already done, right? So everything that I talk about, I've even had to implement it, I've audited it, I've had to report on it or defend it to industry, politicians or customers, okay? And just a little fun side of it, not only do I teach it and work with it, I also live by it in my home. I have a little homestead. I have chickens, ducks, goats, and I work in my own water conservation side of things. So I very much practice what I preach. So just to talk a little bit about what sustainable business actually is, okay? A lot of people think that we're the tree huggers, which has happened occasionally. Sometimes when we go in and do our audits and we're looking at how a business behaves, people treat us as if we're crime scene investigators and they try and hide the evidence. And the financial officers definitely think we are just there to blow all of the money in the universe. And the reality is, I guess there's a little bit of truth in each one. We are definitely here to protect the environment and to encourage those ethical decisions. We are there to identify where the gaps are and where we can do better. And we do spend money, but surprisingly, businesses that adopt sustainable approaches generally actually increase their growth rate by about 20% and their net profits. So it's a huge positivity. So when we talk about our sustainability, I'm not going to touch on this a lot because you're going to learn about this, but just in case any of you are very new to the idea, it comes under 3 pillars. You guys are going to be experts by the end of the course, and you look at the environment. So here we'll get to get out on the water, we go into forestry side of things, we can look at different toxicities. We also look at social pillars side of things. So are we considering Indigenous rights? Are we making sure the community are involved? Are we making sure that quality is okay and the safety laws are being followed? And then we have the governance, and this to me is the most interesting side of it because it's like business ethics. Okay, so how do you balance your net profits and the growth there to then affordability and over consumerism. And I wanted just to kind of give you an example of this, right? So this is an example of food prices globally, okay? It's from a 2025 report. And I just want to bring your attention over to Europe and North America. So North America meaning Canada, obviously. And here you can see that the majority of food is high food prices, so abnormally high. So compared to what it costs to make it, they're charging the public a huge amount of money. So that's unethical, right? So here in Canada, we have some big producers. We've got a company called Loblaws, and they reported a net profit of $556 million in just one quarter in 2023, which is what we're looking at here. So that's a 30% increase on profit from the previous year. We also have a large corporation called Walmart, and they reported a 7% growth. And you might be like, okay, 7% growth of net profit isn't as bad as the previous guys. But that was actually $165 billion net profit to the corporation. And here we can see that people are struggling to buy food. Affordability is difficult. So it's our job as sustainability experts to really bring that whole picture forward and maybe question, could we maybe do more towards charity, lower prices, outreach, that side of things. Not only is it about ethics, but we have a whole legal world that we have to navigate as well. And that is really picking up space. I'm not going to go through all this with you, but I just wanted to show you from 1996 how frameworks started, and then if you go up to 2025, 26, how many more frameworks and initiatives have to come into place. And when I say frameworks, I mean how we share how we're operating as a business with either our country or the rest of the world. And this course is not just based for North America. We also focus on international regulations. So say if you qualify here, then that means you'll still know the regulations for, I don't know, Europe, if you want to go there, or Japan or Australia. We do take into consideration all these regulations. And the reason why we do that is because the planet has only so much resource available to it, right? And I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but what we can see here is a map of the Earth, and we've got the months around the outside, and we can see dates. And what this means is that everybody lived, for example, like Qatar, on February the 6th, we would have used up all of the Earth's natural resources. Okay, so if everybody consumed, like people from Qatar, all of the Earth can naturally regenerate, would be consumed by February the 6th. Now, if we find Canada, we've got March to 26. Okay, so if everybody lived like a Canadian, in just a few months, we would have used up all of Earth's resources. Now, I do know for 2026, at the moment, they're predicting it would be more like the United States. So we've actually gone backwards, which is why we need more people in the industry. And globally, we're burning through half of the Earth's resources. So all of the Earth's resources within half a year. So it's kind of crazy, right? So the way we operate, we're not sustainable ourselves with the planet. And this is where the course comes in. So this here is actually what we call a program map. So it breaks it down as to what you are going to be doing. Right, so semester 1, you've got data analytics. And obviously this does include some AI functions as well. You've got energy fundamentals, sustainable marketing, and that will have a sessional instructor there, a marketing expert. And this is really quite a fun project. You get to do some videos on that side of things, spot the advertisers who may be lying. And by that, I mean Keurig, who is a coffee maker. They advertise and said that their pods are recyclable, and it turns out they're not fully recyclable. And they got busted for that false advertisement. And that cost the company $3 million in litigation. We look at the economics. I'm sure you're all aware of what's been happening with our good friends in the South, in the States, and how they've had an effect on the world economy. Obviously, we'll cover our science. And then operations. And operations is where you really get down to the nitty-gritty of looking at how companies work. And we take quite a few different concepts there. So we'll look at the efficiency. We look at different machineries. You can look at a factory layout and how you make it work better. You can also look at the hiring process, etc. There's lots of different things we consider. Now, semester 2, so this one, when you're fresh out of the Christmas break, so starts in January, we look at the policy side of things. So we're looking at the legal, community and energy. So this is very much getting out in the communities, some Indigenous work as well, which is great. And you can look at what kind of energy solutions you would give to a community. Framework reporting, this is where the big bucks are earned. And this is what we call our ESG reporting, so our environmental, social and governance reporting, which is what all the big companies have to do legally. Change management, very important skill. Nobody likes change. And we have our leadership for a changing world and sustainable operations too when we go further into depth. Now, what's really great about this course is you do actually have 2 months where you are on placement. And here that you really put your skills to task. So for example, at the moment, I have a student working for a seafood processing facility, and they're writing the environmental policy and they're doing an operational efficiency for them, so figuring out ways to better work, and they've actually been offered a job, so that's great. So placements are a real good opportunity to help you get ahead of the game and put that theoretical knowledge to practical use. How is the speed going for everybody? Just do a quick check-in. Are we all okay? Can somebody give me a thumbs up or? Okay, I'll take the silence as okay. So the part that everybody wants to know about is assessments. So the majority of the course is approximately 75% assessments and 25% exam, okay? Assessments is a broad scope. It can be working on a case study, you could have to do a video, an engagement activity. So this could be maybe where you find a solution for a community and then you get the community in to talk with them. Or it could be policy writing. You know, in some of the case studies, we look at the big corporations like Nike or Apple, and we break down what they say they do to then what the reality is. So it's kind of like a gap analysis. So just to show you the course syllabus page here for you. This is the main page where it says Sustainable Business Leadership 26-27. There's a lot of cool content you can have, and to make life easy for you, on this main page here on the left, you see it says table of contents and then regulations and policy. If you scroll down, I put loads of quick links just to make your learning a lot easier, so you can find key subjects there. So we've got regulations, reporting standards, science, and then there's a college orientation. I do put the assignment schedule here. Some people like to see what's ahead, and some people are terrified by it. So it's optional whether you want to click on that or not. I believe each course has approximately 5 assessments and an exam throughout the course. So just to do a quick recap about what environment means, what social means, and what governance means, and you guys are going to be absolute pros by the end of it all. So here's an example of some of the field trips that we do. So we work with Summerside Council. That's a town about 40 minutes from campus, where we go up, and these guys have built a net zero building. And in the background, I don't know if you can see, they've got perforated walls there, which allows airflow and the sunlight to come through. They built up the mud mound there where they're going to plant trees to help with flooding and protection against our rather cold winters. We also go see Sunbank. This was a huge solar farm that provides 20% renewable energy to Summerside. And these panels are super cool because they also get reflection of the sun from behind the panel as well. So the picture on the right underneath, when it's snowy outside, from the white snow, it reflects up to the panel, so then it can actually absorb more solar energy. Standard Aerotech is an absolute giant. So this place started in sustainability just a few years ago, and their budget was 0. And now they have a budget of $2 million for their sustainability initiatives. Okay, and they are always looking at hiring. The lady in the middle with the stripy top on is Caitlin, and she is now head of global operations. So it's a very good company to know. So we spend time with them. There are work placements with them as well. Wouldn't be right if I didn't mention the Waterway. So Raspberry Point Oysters, I actually used to work for them. I was their director of business and sustainability. And we get to go out on the water and look at how climate change is affecting the fishery side of things, what storm surges mean, and how we handle that. So here on PEI, we can get hurricanes. An example of that is we got a hurricane that hit the farm here, and it actually killed off over 2 million oysters, which is a huge problem. And the insurance company gave us just a few $1,000s for a little hut that moved away, because they don't actually insure oyster farms or fishery sector. So then how do you become resilient in the fishery sector? And that's something we will look at. Master Packaging. This is a company that's part of a big conglomerate, and it's definitely worth getting to know. So they're part of a family called the Irving family, who own a whole host of things, and they have a good sustainability team as well. So we go and look at the manufacturing world as well, how that works. And we also get different guest speakers come in and share their learning, some of their challenges as well with you. So what do I expect from you guys? It's pretty simple, to be honest. Please show up. And the reason why I say that is I'm not a big fan of PowerPoints. I like to do practical experiences. So we do have a lot of hands-on tasks. There's a lot of teamwork, get out of the classroom, and it really helps cement your learning. Be open to feedback. Support your team. There are some group projects that happen, and a lot of our in-class activities, you do need to work as a team. Your deadlines. Think critically. One thing you will have in this course is to be challenged with how you think and see the world. And at times that can be overwhelming, but once you start to give into it, it makes a lot of sense. And that's really is what makes you an expert, to be able to see that whole knock-on effect. Be willing to challenge assumptions, right? Everybody has a different perspective on things, and how do we have respectful conversations around different topics. And take ownership of your learning. This is a postgraduate course, so you do have in-class time, which is 4 days a week, and it will run from approximately 9 to 3. However, that's not set in stone. I want to double check bus times, but let's just say 9 to 3, 4 days a week. And you will have a little bit of reading to do outside of the classroom as well. And I promise you, you'll come away with these skills. I'm not going to read through them all. You can look through them all in a bit. Technical writing, actually, I will say, is a really big skill that I'm asked for an awful lot from students, and that the industry have been very impressed with how well people can write technically. And by that is, how do you write a policy? How do you make sure that you're not opening up a company to litigation and make accurate claims? So the green hiring is what we call sustainability over here. It keeps increasing 7.7% pretty much year on year. The amount of jobs are increasing much more than what the amount of people are that we can fulfill those roles, if that makes sense. And I just want to show you this slide really to give you an idea of some of the titles. A big change I have seen actually coming up this year, if you like talking to people and you like community and advocacy, there's a lot more roles now coming up for that as well within sustainability. All right, so that's a lot of information I fired at you, and I do apologize. But I just wanted to pass it over and see if you've got any questions at all. on the program, any concerns, or even actually if you could share with me your name, why you decided to take the program would be great. See if I can allow everybody to speak. Would anybody like to share at all? Or did you want to put it into the chat maybe?
Hello.
Hello there, Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. Let me put on my video.
So lovely to meet you, sir.
Yeah, me too.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Charlottetown.
Oh, nice, just down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And why is it you decided to take the course?
Oh, well, the world is going to sustainability now. I'm from Africa, and that is where we're heading to now. So, well, it has started. Not that we are just heading there, but it has started. Almost all industries, companies, even household these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since that's the area we're heading to, we have to be there to be carried along.
You said you're from Africa originally?
Yeah, I'm from Africa.
Whereabouts?
What?
Whereabouts, which country?
In Nigeria.
Okay, so you guys have seen a big shift then, right? And you got some of the big Western companies coming in, kind of messing things up a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's
Exactly. Running fossil fuel.
we're not all bad, okay? We're here to
Yeah.
make them more accountable, I promise you, Joseph.
Yeah.
We need to fight the change of it all.
Yeah.
So have you studied with Holland College before?
No, I studied at Mohawk College, Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the beautiful hot island.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions at all for me?
Well, let me start from I'm a bit disappointed when they moved the program from Charlottetown to Georgetown because already I've settled here in Charlottetown, accommodation and everything. All of a sudden, I got that mail. So I'm still thinking of, how to navigate my way there.
That's fair, right? And let me address that. Actually, I'm really glad you brought that up. And I can only apologise for the lateness of that notification, right? We weren't sure if it was going to be ready. But I just want to reassure you. So the programme itself is 4 days a week. There is a bus, and I will do everything on the transport side of things for you, okay? So if it's bad weather, we're not going outside in -20 on an ice skating rink, okay? So we'll just move it to an on-site class. If it makes you feel any better, I live nearly 2 hours away from Georgetown. Okay, so if I don't think it's safe to drive, there's no way in this world I'm going to be expecting you guys to go out there. I do have industry engagement, so not every day necessarily will we be there either, right? So some of my company contacts are in Charlottetown or they're in Summerside. When that happens, transport will be provided and we will go to the site visits, okay? So although we are there in Georgetown, and I won't lie, you know, there will be some weeks where it's 4 days a week we are there. We will make sure that the times fit everybody's transport. Okay. And we're also going to make sure that you're still connected to the other industries. But I have been working with companies over in Georgetown. So we've got some great collaborations going up there as well. Okay. And to be honest, if you're thinking about moving to PEI, it's one of the cheapest places for houses. Am I right, Paul? There's some. So in terms
It
of
very
like,
well could be. I haven't checked with the realtors, but
I had a little look because I was kind of like, do I just move my whole family to Georgetown, right? And they definitely seem a bit cheaper to me. That or the West Coast.
It would be for sure outside of town and Stratford, etc. Yeah.
And there are some growing areas, right? The whole idea of this facility is to increase clean technology, right? These industry researchers. So what that means is government funded, right? So then when hopefully we get more industries come in, new companies need new people.
Yeah.
So in some ways you're in a fortuitous position, right? It's in a better position because you will be one of the people who are there, who's had a chance to make these connections throughout your program. So I want to acknowledge your disappointment. I get that. I do. But I promise you, we are going to still make it engaging. Think about all the bus time you can read my course materials on. That's exciting. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was exciting.
Yes, it's okay.
And we
Okay,
do have fisheries there. We've got government there. There's actually another college just next door.
Okay.
So there will be some extra engagement there.
Okay. Yes, it's all right. It's all right. I'm still making inquiry on the buses that will come in there. I had T3 bus goes there. I will find out where their location is here in Charlottetown.
Yeah, we'll help with that as well. Once I
Okay.
got it ironed out, I'll provide maps, right? And we'll make sure, like I say, we're going to make sure everything works for people's timetables. You know, I do appreciate it's more traveling than what you were expecting, right? And that's not easy.
Yeah.
And I think bus passes for Holland College students actually, Paul, I think it's $10. Is that it?
It has. You're right. It has been. And I suspect that won't change. And just to let Joseph know, there is, I believe, 3 different locations on Grafton Street that there's pickup along that way, in front of obviously the main campus there at Holland College. I'm not sure if it's closer to TCC or not, but regardless, I don't know exactly what time it leaves, but as Claire said, we'll find out. But you will arrive approximately 8:35 to 8:40, and the bus returns at 3 o'clock. So.
Okay.
And I think is it $10 a month?
Yes, I believe it is. Yeah, it was in the past. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right. We'll get through it.
Yes, we will. We're adapting to it, but I think actually there's a good amount of opportunities that kind of come with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm exciting to see what new industries come to the table as well. So yeah. Is there any other questions or concerns you may have?
Oh, well, let's on the co-op.
Mhm.
Yeah. So can you tell me maybe a little bit how it works?
Yeah, of course I can. So the way I work with it is generally I look at people's backgrounds, right? And see, so for example, I had a mechanical engineer who's got manufacturing experience. So I paired him up with a manufacturing facility, right?
Okay.
And what happens is we'd meet with them and we discuss project outcomes. And that is so different depending on the industry, where your interest lies, your strengths, and where the company is trying to go. So to give you an example, my placements this year, we've got the one guy that I mentioned in the presentation. We've got another guy working in the pharmaceutical sector, a huge pharmaceutical company. And he there is actually implementing sustainability for the first time into that company. And they're working with a certification called Green Lab, which you learn during class.
Okay.
So that's a really cool project, right? So he's got to go out and look at these cancer research drugs that are going out and being in all these high-tech kind of facilities. I've got another, there's actually these two people together are doing a community project. So there's a town called Kincora here. They've got a whole 420 people living in it. And they wanted to have a sustainable action plan. They wanted to know how they could be better as a community.
Okay.
So for these students, it meant that they got to go out and interview pretty much everybody. So they've been in front of government doing interviews, watershed groups. They've had events for the senior people, which is always fun, right? Because you never know what the seniors are going to say in small communities. They've been out the high schools, and really what they've done is they've figured out, okay, what do the leaders of the community think they need versus what do the community want, and then versus what's actually achievable. And it's their job then to piece all of that together. So that's been really interesting to see how that kind of moves forward, right? So if you like being in front of people, I'd probably put you more with the communities where you get to get out and just meet everybody. If you're a statistics guy, it could be doing somebody's greenhouse gas accounting. So this might sound a bit scary, but you get taught it all, okay? And I'm always there to support you.
Okay.
Quite often, read final reports before they go out, etc. Raymond, who's actually from Nigeria, he went to Standard Aerotech, and that's the aeroplane place, and they actually do military grade aircrafts, and they test the turbine engines. And he did phenomenal work there, work. So he is going for his permanent residency now, and they said as soon as he gets his PR, he has a job.
Yeah,
which is great, right?
Yes.
So so but this, when you do your placement, you are responsible to get yourself there. Okay, now some companies have been fine with a hybrid, right? 3 days on site, 2 days work from home, and it is a 40-hour week.
Okay.
So it's an office job, basically.
Yes.
Did that provide a bit of clarification? Was that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. So, like, how long does the co-op take? Like a month, 2 or 3?
2 months. 2 months.
2 months.
So you go in April, and my students finish this Friday in June.
Okay. So it comes after the whole program?
Oh, yeah, that would be unfair otherwise, right? That'd be pretty mean of me to send you out without the skills. Yes, and before you go, so the last week of semester 2, I wipe it out clean. And what we do is we spend one-on-one time looking at your specific industry and your specific project. So by the time you go to placement, you know about the company, right?
Yeah.
And I basically give you a step-by-step guide as to how you're going to do what you want. Because really, I want you guys to get a job as well, right? I want you to do well. So you'll go in there fully prepared as to what it is that they're going to ask of you to do.
So
It'll be fine. I won't let you fail, Joseph. All right.
Okay, it's all right. Maybe we'll get to meet some other time. If any other thing come up,
Yeah, definitely send me an email.
I can reach out to you.
Just a quick question. Is there any industry that you're really interested in?
Oh, well, I am. I just studied supply chain management, and actually, I would like to research on that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in good hands. So I'm actually a specialist in supply chain risk management, and there's so many jobs out there at the moment because of the changing regulations in the EU. Which we go all over through. So we do it from the modern day slavery reporting side of things as well, which Canada has their act. I don't know if you've seen that. And they now have to risk assess that as for everything across their whole supply chain, right? So how do you do those key steps, and how do you assess environmental?
That's wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. So there's quite a few. If you've already done a bit of supply chain, you're in a good position.
Yeah.
Yeah. there was just a supply chain coordinator that was advertised by a pharmaceutical company,
Wow.
and they
Okay.
wanted sustainability and risk analysis on it. So jobs are increasing there.
That's cool. That's cool.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. Okay, so supply chain you're interested in, not any particular industry, not like pharmaceutical, mining, government. Ugh, joking, Paul, sorry.
Well, in Africa, because I'm still looking at even though I'm trying to get a PR here, I still look at establishing one or two things in Africa under this sustainability too, because in government, because over the government controls everything. Yeah, so in government will be good.
Yeah, and if you wanted to do your placement in Africa, right?
Yeah.
That's not a problem. I was just saying, the option is there.
That would be too much.
Right? Yeah, we do actually do a couple of case studies with Shell. Obviously, what happened in Nigeria there and the litigation that's still happening. And I can't remember one of the mining companies as well. So, yeah, I think you'll find it quite interesting. And it'll help you link. And there is policy writing. So if you're interested in government, then
yeah,
do some help on that.
Yes. It's
all
really
right
okay.
Then.
Yeah.
Great. So if you don't have any more questions, then I'll leave you to enjoy the sunshine for however long it's here. And yeah, just reach out. You have my email, I'm assuming.
Okay.
And I think this recording gets sent out to everybody as well. So my email is at both the beginning and the end of that presentation I gave.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, good point.
Perfect. Thank you, Paul. All right.
Great. Well, hopefully see you September, Joseph.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, keep an eye open for emails as well, because I'll send you updates, etc., as and when they come. Okay.
No problems.
All right then. Thank you very much. It was lovely to meet you.
Yes, nice meeting you guys.
Bye now.
See you, Joseph.
Wonderful. Yeah, bye. Bye.